Are you serious?
For real.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what?
Let me just...
For real.
So right there on the second...
Police officers often have to face dangerous criminals daily. But what happens when the dangers are far scarier than any criminal? Here are 10 moments cops witnessed paranormal activities. Before we begin, a warning. The last story is truly shocking. But for now, let's dive into the first disturbing encounter. Meet Jake, the beloved YouTuber behind the channel Jake Ghost Hunter, where he explores haunted abandoned buildings and documents every adventure. However, things were about to take a different turn in June 2024 when he decided to explore the ruins of the old Liberty High School in Ohio City, Ohio, alongside his friend. What they didn't know was that this would become one of the most terrifying encounters of their lives.
Hello?
Holy well. Someone just got thrown, dog. What?
Can you walk towards us?
Whoa, bat.
Where, dude?
Bird.
What the hell was that?
It's a bat, I think.
It is a bat. Oh.
Oh no, this isn't good.
Just a few minutes into the building, the atmosphere became unsettling, and the sounds of various movements could be heard. They decided to brush it off and continue with their exploration, but it was at this point that things began to feel eerie.
If you could just speak into that device on the table, that'd be cool. Can you tell me who you are? It said rewind at the end, dude. It wants me to rewind.
Jake! Oh my God, Jake!
Was that inside?
Yeah.
Shh. Get down here now. Now get down here, dude.
No, you come with me, bro. That was on my level.
Call the cops on my phone now. Call the cops. Call the fucking cops. Call the fucking cops.
Gunshots were heard, and fearful of what might be lurking in the building and the possibility of being hurt, they rushed out of the building and called the police to report their experiences inside. Upon the officers' arrival, they swiftly entered the building to investigate the source of the disturbance. However, they were unaware that what awaited them was far more than a simple criminal activity.
Did you hear it over here? Like I heard it on that staircase.
I heard the noises, like, I don't know, because I was in the damn box. So
You didn't hear the noises, like the gunshots?
No, that's why I screamed. Jake!
I was literally in that window doing an EVP session, and they were right here. And dude, your thing said homicide twice. Your device said homicide twice.
nobody in there, but there's something in there. Are you serious?
For real?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what?
Let me just go.
For real?
So right there on the second floor,
Yes.
we were looking this way. I heard pitter patter, like that, along that, what would that be? The east wall? Yeah. And then he hears it at the end of the hallway. And as I'm taking my light down, I see something go like dart across.
Are you guys dead ass?
Swear.
Do you have
And then
body
we were
cam?
like, no. But we were talking about you guys. We were like, let's just black out for a second.
The police, fearing what might be lurking within the building, also fled for their lives, convinced that an entity was present. In the aftermath, both the officers and Jake, along with his friend, left the premises, abandoning whatever was causing the disturbance inside. Despite this extraordinary spectacle, the true nature of what the officers experienced that day remained a mystery, as we will also see in the next case. In August 2021, at a gym in Asia, a security guard was performing his duty by monitoring the surveillance footage when he noticed a man entering the gym. The man seemed to be warming up for his workout, but soon, strange things began to unfold.
Es que pasaron cosas muy extrañas, la madre, hasta una máquina se movió. Vea, mire, explíqueme eso, vea,
eso
dos cuerdas y... Yo qué vas a ver, mami, la otra quieta, o sea, no podemos decir que es el aire, ni que hay ventilación, ni nada de esas vainas.
Eso es como
y en plena luz del día, ¿quién dice que estas maricadas pasan en plena luz del día? No, mire, la luz. Fue fruta. Mire.
At first, it was clear that something was pulling on those ropes, accompanied by the flickering lights. He chose to ignore the signs, likely thinking it was daytime, and nothing too alarming could occur. However, just as he was about to get started, the unexpected happened.
Y de esto hay una segunda toma, ahorita le muestro la segunda toma, y hay cosas que no se ven en la primera. Échalo ojo. Ahí, mira eso.
Uy, ¿eso qué pasó? ¿Por qué eso se
esa
mueve?
Esa vaina es pesadísima, eso es pesadísimo.
¿Sí?
Sí, parece eso es una energía muy mala.
¡Ay, Dios mío! ¿Qué le pasó?
Mamá, mire.
No, Dios, no, eso no es normal.
Sí, yo sé
eso
que...
no es normal, no.
When it became clear that something was causing a disturbance, he quickly grabbed his bags to leave. That's when he felt himself yanked away by some sort of entity. Overcome with fear, he abandoned both his bag and phone, sprinting through the lobby and straight to the security desk to ask if the incident had been recorded. As the security guard reviewed the footage, he was just as shocked as the man. What could have happened? Was it a demon? The events of that day remain a mystery to this day. Although this guard had a creepy encounter, the next one is even creepier. In August 2016, at a school in Argentina, a security guard was conducting his routine patrol late at night when he noticed something unsettling. To document the situation and have a witness, he pulled out his phone to record whatever might happen. He caught the attention of his colleague, but little did they know they were about to encounter a disturbing moment in their line of duty.
Che, boludo, ¿escuchaste eso? Claudio. Shh, ¿escuchaste eso, boludo? ¿Qué? Allá en el aula hay como un ruido, boludo. Pero vamos, porque si... Padre dijo que filmemos, boludo. Si no vamos después, padre, si Servino nos va a sacar el cuero, boludo. Vamos a ver qué onda un toque. Vamos, un toque, boludo, dale. ¿Qué onda, boludo? ¿Hace un frío acá afuera? Sí, boludo, hace un refrío. Pero acá parece que hace más frío, porque dice cuando hace frío que es por algo, digamos. ¿Dónde escuchaste, boludo? Acá hay ruido en toda la escuela. Pero sí, boludo, ¿no escuchaste? ¿Ves escuchar? ¿Escuchás, boludo? ¿No escuchás? No escucha nada, boludo. A ver, pues sí. Hay como una cortina ahí. Sí. ¿No escuchaste, boludo? Sí, boludo, para mí que por allá, o ahí, no sé. Mira, ve. ¿Dónde, boludo? Por acá era. No, boludo, ¿viste, boludo? ¿Viste eso? Ah, boludo. Aguantá, boludo, aguantá. Aguantá.
They felt an eerie presence in one of the classrooms, and as they drew closer to investigate, they were taken aback when a seat moved on its own. Fear gripped them, and they quickly fled the scene. Unfortunately, the video ended abruptly, leaving viewers with more questions than answers. Was it real, or was it just someone executing an elaborate prank on the guard? Or could it be that the guards deliberately staged this for content? Share your theory in the comments below as we delve into more paranormal encounters. In May 2018, at the police station in Trstenik, Serbia, a woman reported a peculiar incident to the officers on duty. She claimed that something was following her to the town fair, leaping from streetlight to streetlight. After filing her complaint, she left the station. However, the officers had no idea that they were about to witness the very phenomenon she had just described.
Ne pojavljuje se vrednost, dobro šta ti? To nikad nije bilo do sada. Koliko prate? Evo, lepo na ovome. Evo, uđe dežur. Evo, ti je lakše, mislim. Ne je nikoga na prvi ispravo.
Ne, u dežurnu, dole odo. Dole, trojku kod mene.
Uvatio ga. Gledaj sam, evo će, gledaj sam.
Izađe kao iz zida.
I sad u dežuru uđe. To mi žena jedna tako pričala da nju pratila kad išli na vašar. Ja sam se zabavao. Kao Dragoš ide po baderama i ide za njim. Koliko lepše na mobilu.
A ghostly figure was captured in the lobby as it moved from one room to another. When the officer at the desk noticed this, he quickly drew the attention of his colleagues, eager for them to witness the phenomenon. Having never experienced anything like it before, they soon concluded that this could be the entity following the woman who had come to file a complaint, especially since it appeared shortly after her departure. This incident remained etched in the memories of the officers and viewers, sparking ongoing conversations. It's clear that this encounter is one they will never forget anytime soon. Imagine having experienced this and something similar happens again. In May 2016, at a hospital in Honduras, a security guard was doing his routine patrol when he captured this. It was an unusual sight, something that would leave everyone puzzled. The guard shared the footage, and it sparked curiosity and discussions among the staff and patients. People wondered what he had seen that night, and the story quickly spread, blending mystery with the everyday life of the hospital. He captured a mysterious shape in human form that walked towards the middle of the hallway. This eerie sight alone scared the life out of the guard, who quickly backed away from the figure and closed the door. I mean, who could blame him? Anyone in his position would have reacted the same way and wouldn't have waited to see what happened next. The footage, which later surfaced on social media, sparked reactions among viewers and prompted an investigation. It was later revealed that the strange figure captured in the video was a doctor who allegedly took his own life in the hospital. Now, it is said that he haunts the corridors and flickers the lights in the patients' rooms. If you thought this officer in this instance met with a frightening incident, wait till you see the next one. In January 2021, firefighters and 911 were called to a residence due to a fire outrage. Upon their arrival, the officers were baffled by what they encountered. 15-year-old girl has allegedly attempted to harm her 43-year-old aunt and her 7-year-old sibling, while the details of what occurred inside the house weren't captured on camera. Onlookers reported that when officers managed to subdue her, she began to scream "Meet Balak," referring to the name of the demon from the movie The Conjuring 2.
Así de fácil. ¿Qué hubo? Ay, no, Dios de mi alma.
El cráneo, nada, no es parte de eso, es sangrado, no sé si es su ropa que traiga de la misma mano. Pues ahorita es lo que vamos a estar checando.
Los bomberos, ¿te acuerdas cómo te estoy sellando ahora? Te estoy sellando.
Vamos a cruzarla.
After several attempts to calm her down, she eventually returned to her senses and expressed genuine remorse for her actions taken while she was not in the right frame of mind. Meanwhile, the officers involved were so shaken by the incident that it would remain etched in their memories forever. If you think these are the only cases where cops witnessed paranormal activity, then you haven't seen this one. As a police officer and a bystander worked to restrain an unruly man, they couldn't shake the unsettling feeling that something was amiss. His erratic behavior and unpredictable strength suggested a deeper intensity that left them both feeling uneasy.
Adlukan ko.
Ayoko sila masumunod.
The man's legs flew into the air as if being pulled by an invisible force. Its body appeared to float as they struggled to hold him down. Adding to the horror, his voice sounded almost inhuman. Suddenly, a chair flew across the floor as if propelled by an invisible force. The tension escalated, hearts racing, until the video abruptly ended with the man collapsing to the ground, unconscious. What just happened? One thing is clear. This was no ordinary event. Despite this extraordinary scene, the true nature of what the guard experienced that day remained a mystery, as we will see in the next case. This video was captured by a CCTV camera in the parking garage of a police station and shared by Ecuador's police official channel. It began with an officer parking his vehicle, locking it up, and leaving the garage to start his shift. However, things soon took a strange turn when this happened. Something seemed to push the car forward, even though the keys were not in the ignition. This bizarre occurrence left both viewers and the officer baffled, making it hard to believe. After narrating the incident to other officers and reviewing the footage, it prompted them to share their own eerie stories about experiences in the garage. This led to a lingering question that many sought to answer. Could this garage be haunted, or was this incident caused by a natural force? Join the conversation and share your thoughts in the comment section below as we delve into the next case.
Hey, not coming the fuck out there, man. Somebody is down there with me. Somebody.
As a new security guard working the night shift in an old, creaky building, he had already seen some strange things. However, tonight was different. There was a strange feeling in the air that made him curious. Feeling a mix of nervousness and fascination, he decided to take out his camera and capture the unusual events happening around him.
And clocked in 8 minutes. Hey. Hey. I'm not finna go check shit. I'm not going down there. Shit. Oh, goddamn, the door locked. Oh. Damn. If it is somebody down there, they're gonna stay their goddamn ass down there. I'm not going.
He struggled to catch anything on camera, but the following day, an experience unfolded that was nothing short of terrifying.
Hey, somebody fucking in here with me. I'm up here doing this damn job. These folks want me to do all this walking in the dark. I'm not walking down there in no motherfucking dark. Hey. Hey. Not coming the fuck out there, man. Somebody is down there with me. Somebody in here with me. When I got this job, I told them I don't do things like this. And I got my camera on, bitch. You can go if you just come out. I let you go free. But don't try to just pop out on me. You know what I'm saying? Scare the fuck out of me, make me shit all on myself on the job. Come on now. Come on now. I'm just trying to get my goddamn hours and go home now. He gonna act like he don't hear me. You know you back there. Come on. I'm not finna. I'm telling y'all, I'm finna go.
He caught quick glimpses of a dark figure moving quietly down the hallway. Suddenly, an unsettling noise echoed through the stillness, making him shiver. Doubt crept in. Was it just a joke, or had he wandered into something supernatural? After thinking for a moment, he decided to turn back and leave. Now brace yourself, because it's time for the most creepy of them all. Do you remember the story from one of our series about a patrolman who heard a mysterious sound coming from a plane after finishing his shift? Following the airline's protocol, he decided to investigate the darkened aircraft, unaware that he was about to encounter paranormal activity. Well, here's a quick reminder.
Verga. ¿Qué fue eso? No mames. Verga. ¿Qué fue eso? No mames.
This wasn't the only eerie incident that occurred at this airport. One fateful night, a security guard was on patrol when he captured something unexplainable. guard noticed passengers seemingly stepping out of an airplane. What made this even more shocking was that the passengers were walking through a tunnel that wasn't connected to any physical aircraft, adding an eerie quality to the scene. Many believe these were the ghosts or spirits of passengers who had lost their lives on one of those flights, or the souls of those who never reached their intended destination. What do you think is the theory behind this incident?
What if the police, instead of stopping a crime, found themselves face to face with the unknown? The paranormal activities hiding in this earth. On the night of June 5th, 2023, on a highway in Brazil, cops pulled the car over, thinking they were stopping some strange disturbance in the back seat. As one of the officers approached, he could hear the low, guttural sounds from inside, growing louder with each step. He shone his flashlight into the car, expecting maybe a fight or someone in distress. But what he saw made his blood run cold. In the back seat, there was a woman, but something was wrong with her. Her eyes had a strange, almost lifeless look, but her face twisted with a chilling smile. She was mumbling strange words, sounds that didn't seem human. Her body showed movements in ways that shouldn't be possible, as if some unseen force was controlling her. Something sinister. Something demonic. The officer backed away, feeling an overpowering sense of dread. This wasn't an ordinary encounter. This was something darker, something sinister was inside her, waiting and watching from the shadows of her own body. With that being said, let's move on to our second paranormal encounter that is going to be far more terrifying than this one. On June 6th, there was a house rumored to be haunted in the village. This house was under construction. This man stood outside the dark, incomplete house, feeling chills running down his spine. He explained why he'd returned to this spot. He and his team had been here a few days ago, filming, and what they found terrified them. Something they were about to show their social media family.
तो सही मायने में अभी कुछ भी पता नहीं चल रहा कि इसमें ऐसी क्या वजह है जिसकी वजह से ये मुकम्मल तैयार नहीं हो रहा। वो कहते हैं जब भी यहाँ पे काफ़ी रात होती है तो किसी चीज़ों की रोने की आवाज़ आती है, लेकिन वो आवाज़ किसी इंसान की है या किसी चुड़ैल की है ये भी पता नहीं चला। लेकिन हम ये लोकेशन का विज़िट कर रहे हैं, इंशाल्लाह जो भी हमें पता चलेगा हम आपसे ज़रूर शेयर करेंगे। अल्लाहु अकबर। वो देखिए वो क्या चीज़ खड़ी है, ये वही चीज़ मैंने पहले भी देखी थी यहाँ पर।
The workers hired to rebuild this place had fled, leaving it abandoned for months. The house had a dark history, built on the remains of an old mansion where strange accidents and tragedies were common. While recording the site, the camera kept capturing an eerie figure dressed in all black.
देखिए कैसे आस्ता सा चल रही है। अल्लाहु अकबर। ये देखिए इस तरफ ही आ रही है, इधर को जा रही है। देखिए नाज़रीन, इस जगह पर ये चीज़ मैंने देखा है कि यहाँ पर ही वो घूमती रहती है। मैं इसका पीछे जाने की कोशिश करता हूँ। हम थोड़ा सा दूर।
The workers had tried to push through, hoping to finish the job quickly. But night after night, they heard stones being thrown at walls, saw things move on their own, and felt the house itself seem to reject them. Eventually, several got hurt by flying debris and eerie mishaps, forcing them to abandon the project. Was this black eerie creature behind all this?
ये देखिए, अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर। ये क्या चीज़ हो सकती है जो बड़ी आस्था आस्था चल रही है? अभी थोड़ी देर पहले इसने कुछ आवाज़ भी निकाली थी। अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर। देखिए, मुझे किसी चीज़ ने जोर से धक्का दिया। ये देखिए, ओए ओए, अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर, अल्लाहु अकबर। ओए ओए, ये देखिए, काफ़ी घबराहट सी महसूस हुई मुझे। मैं तो परेशान ही हो गया था काफ़ी। ये देखें, या किसी ने, ये देखें कितनी ज़मीन यहाँ पर।
But now, he was back. As he stepped further in, the air felt heavy, like something was watching. Strange sounds echoed, whispers he couldn't place. When he glanced down, he saw strange symbols scratched into the dirt, objects arranged as if for some dark ritual. Some people said that witches or dark spirits had claimed the house for their own.
ये काफ़ी गुस्से में लग रही है मुझको। आइए मैं आपको इस तरफ लेकर चलता हूँ। इस तरफ देखते हैं, लेकिन मुझे भी काफ़ी खौफ आ रहा है। अल्लाह अकबर, ये देखें, मुझे तो अभी भी काफ़ी डर महसूस हो रहा है। जिस्म जैसे एकदम से बेजान हो चुका हो।
He was continuously saying a prayer, hoping it would protect him, but the sense of horror grew with every step. His nerves were cold, he whispered, telling the viewers that this was too dangerous and they would have to leave.
कितनी खौफनाक आवाज़ इसकी। नाज़रीन, अभी हमारा जो एपिसोड हम यहीं पर ख़त्म करते हैं, क्योंकि ये चीज़ हमारे कहीं आस-पास ही है। हो सकता है हमें कुछ ये नुकसान भी पहुंचा सकती है। अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई हो तो हमें कमेंट करके ज़रूर बताइएगा। इंशाल्लाह हम इस लोकेशन का दोबारा फिर विज़िट करेंगे और आपको नेक्स्ट पार्ट इसका जो है, इधर ही खड़ी है, इधर ही खड़ी है।
As he moved to the exit, he promised the viewers that he might return, if he dared. And with that, he said goodbye, leaving the house and the dark spirits within. The screen faded to black. What if something from that house had followed him out? With these questions still disturbing our minds, let's move on to our third case. On October 30th, 2021, Oliver stepped into the dark woods with his friends, Jefferson and Danilo. They'd come looking for answers here. Rumors of a werewolf had been spreading, tales of something huge and brutal wandering just across the village. Danilo had been knocked down by something big the last time they were here. So tonight, only Oliver and Jefferson dared to return.
Aqui na abertura a gente escutou um barulho sinistro aqui. Não sei se vocês conseguiram escutar o que a gente escutou, mano. Danilo fica com o cacetete aí atrás, eu vou no meio. Beleza, Jefferson? Tu vai na frente, Jefferson, com a câmera. Tranquilo, mano? Galera, aqui tá o K2, um aparelho aí que mede o campo eletromagnético e também se alguma presença, né? Isso. Fantasmagórica, né? Vamos dizer assim, né? É muito tenso aqui, cara, muito tenso. Muito. Porque eu tô me arrepiando, galera, e eu acho que não só tem o lobisomem aqui não, né? É óbvio que não tem, né, Danilo? Não, cara. Então, é isso, Danilo. Isso. Vamos que vamos, né? Isso, vamos. Liga a câmera aí, Jefferson, pra gente começar aqui a atividade. Vamos lá. Vai, já. Apaga, tira um pouco a luz. Tira a luz. Aí, cara.
Tô vendo, cara.
Tá vendo?
Tem sinal, mano. Vai.
The locals had talked about it for weeks. One hunter, a seasoned man who'd heard every sound the forest could make, had been out there when something terrible happened. He first thought it was a jaguar, but the screams he heard weren't from any animal. He fired 3 times, hoping to scare it away, but it didn't stop. Instead, the creature kept coming, crashing through the brush relentlessly. He'd barely made it to his car before it lost interest, yet he could feel its eyes on him, chasing him through the sugarcane fields.
Abaixa aí. Bota a luz agora. Bota a luz aí. Caramba, mano. Ó.
Logo agora, mano.
É pra frente, cara. Filma aí, Jé. Filma aí com a tua câmera. Filma aí, Jé. Ó pra aqui, mano. Mano do céu, vai olhando as costas dele. Mano do céu, cara. Olha pra aqui, cara. Aí. Cara, vou começar uma comunicação com... Vamos se comunicar com o Spirit... Peraí. Vamos se comunicar com o Spirit Box, cara. Faz tempo que a gente não usa essa parada aqui. Galera, Spirit Box, ele usa... Os espíritos usam, né? As frequências de rádio pra se comunicar. Então... Calma, Deli. Fica calmo, mano.
Suando frio, velho.
Eu sei.
The locals believed it was a werewolf, a creature of nightmare, and as Oliver and Jefferson stepped deeper into the woods, they felt the weight of those stories pressing down on them. Every step seemed to pull them further into the unknown, the chills running down their spines. The darkness was hiding secrets within it.
É por causa do que aconteceu naquele dia, cara. Vamos prestar atenção nos barulhos, beleza? Beleza. Vamos lá. Oi. Já falou oi. Tem algum espírito aqui? Tem não. Tem não.
E por que falou?
Vem. Escutou, Jé? Vem pra onde, cara? Vem pra onde?
Agora tô ficando com medo, velho. Pode ir na frente, mano. Pode ir na porta.
Ó, vem de novo. A gente tá indo.
Oliver could feel a chill, an unnatural cold that settled into his bones. They brought a K2 meter, a device often used to detect paranormal energy, hoping to find evidence of something, anything that might explain the stories. the meter activated with strange, erratic signals, almost as if the air itself was alive with something they couldn't see. As they walked, the quiet grew heavier, the stillness more intense. It felt as if they were being watched.
Peraí, calma. Não fala nada agora não. Fica calmo. Peraí. Boa noite. Por que você tá chamando a gente? Pra onde você quer que a gente vá? Eu tô com medo. O negócio tá falando aí, ela. Escutei uma voz, tá ligado, mano? Esse negócio tá falando o que? Ela já tá ficando com medo, meu irmão. Tá chamando a gente. Só sei que ele disse vem.
And then, in the dim light, they saw something lying on the ground ahead. Their steps slowed, dread rising in their throats. It was a body, a real, human body. They stared, unable to comprehend what they were seeing. The figure lay twisted, clearly injured, as if it had tried to escape, but had never made it out of the forest.
Ai, meu Deus do céu, velho! Meu Deus! Meu Deus do céu, velho! Opa aí, pô! Vou embora, mano! Acho que foi lobisomem, mano! Que essa coisa dessa pessoa, mano! Opa aí, pô!
Tem um facão aqui perto dele, cara.
Bora, cara!
Pô!
Não!
Meu Deus, cara!
Muito!
Porra!
Agora você foi no puta que pariu! Acorda, mano! Vou sair daqui!
Que porra é essa, cara?
Enforcaram o cara, pô! Você falou,
Tem certeza que enforcaram ele?
enforcar quem? Não sei, cara, eu não sei!
Liga pra polícia agora, cara! Liga pra polícia, pô!
Não celular não!
Porra, Danilo!
Porra! Caralho, mano! Uma vez nessa merda, velho! Essa merda de floresta, cara!
Oliver's heart pounded, fear washing over him. The sight was overwhelming, a horrifying end to their search. They were panicked. They fought to stay calm, to think clearly and to call for help. They stumbled back, almost running, desperate to leave that place.
Porra! Porra! Que merda, cara! Que merda, mano! Filma isso aí, cara. Tira a foto aí com a tua câmera, mano. Meu Deus, cara. Meu Deus. Meu Deus. Que merda, cara. Porra. Chama a polícia, velho. Porra. Meu Deus, cara. Eu não trouxe não, cara.
As they escaped the woods, Oliver couldn't shake the feeling that whatever had done this was still there, watching them leave. That dark forest had taken something, leaving only terror in its wake. The locals had warned them, but until now they hadn't believed. They were regretting every decision they made that night.
Porra!
Você tá abalado, cara.
Como é que alguém faz isso com alguém, porra? Vaza, bora. Vai, passa, Danilo, passa na frente. Para de chorar, Danilo, mantenha calma, mano. Eu sei que as coisas tá difícil, cara.
Não tô aguentando, fica aqui não.
Mantenha calma, cara. Não culpo vocês não, cara, fica calmo. Calma. É por aí, calma, eu vou na frente, deixa eu ir na frente, eu tô mais lúcido. É por aqui, eu tô mais lúcido. Vem, me segue. Me segue. Calma, Dani, me segue, cara. Ó, mano, se entrar em pânico agora é pior, cara. Eu quase que entrava em pânico. Não entre em pânico. Fica, respira todo mundo. Eu sei, mas respira, Gé. Respira, mano. Eu sei, cara. Eu sei que é difícil, Gé. Eu sei. A gente viu uma criança já morta aqui nessa mesma mata, cara. Mas
ficando com o coração já acelerado já.
Eu sei, cara. Calma, cara. Ei, mano, se um de nós tiver um ataque de pânico aqui, eu passar mal, desmaiar, vai ser pior, cara. Todo jeito nós vamos ficar na mata. Vai ser pior. Confia em mim, cara. Vai ser pior. Vai ser pior. Vai ser pior. Beleza? Ei, confia em mim, mano. Confia em mim, confia em mim, confia em mim. Confia em mim, Dani. Confia em mim. Vamos chamar as autoridades, porra. É o certo.
It would be a night they would never forget. A night when the stories had come terrifyingly true. With that being said, let's move on to our next case of paranormal activity. On March the 11th, 2018, a group of ghost hunters set out to test their courage at one of the world's most haunted hotels. They chose the dead of night, around 3 a.m., hoping to capture evidence of something supernatural. Something sinister.
Alright, so this is the bathroom that we got locked out of, and where you heard the noise.
Yeah?
What? Alright, so we're gonna have to keep the lights off in this room. Shut the door. And it is, wait, is it recording? Yes, it is recording. Is anyone here? Do you have anything to say? This room makes you feel kind of light and dizzy. I am moving around a lot, like my body feels shifty. Who are you? What? It's like someone's lightly pressing against the door to listen in. 1 second. Let me see. I hear it. Shh, be quiet, be quiet. What the? It's like a stabbing.
They began their night with an eerie discovery. Locked out of a bathroom for no apparent reason, they heard a strange noise. Once inside, they placed a recorder, hoping it might catch any ghostly presence. But as they played back the recording, they were left with an unsettling sound, a cold wind blowing into the silence. Yet there were no windows open. No way the wind could enter.
Seem to be ghostly
spirits,
presence.
yeah.
Spirits. So I took a picture of you three. And
Right on
there
Tyson's chest.
Right there on Tyson's chest.
What's weird
Show
though?
them, move around on your camera
Look
so
at
they
that.
know we didn't like
But let me
edit this in or something.
Yeah, show like the
Show,
date
like-
or something on
yeah.
it. The date's up above, right?
Oh, right there, okay.
So it literally happened. What time is it now? Someone pull up their phone. 8:47.
That was a gross photo.
Let me see this.
Well, but like, if you zoom all the way up and I look at it, can you see like a little face there?
No, but
Like
I
an eye right there?
I could see like little green dots on Tyson's glasses earlier.
All right, wait,
Yeah,
wait.
but
Okay,
see
just
this?
okay.
Hold on, look at this. See that eye? That's an eye. And that's
Where?
like a mouse. See, that's an eye.
Here, 1 second. Take
I've
another
never seen an
photo of
orb
me.
this big.
Take another photo?
Yeah, take another photo of
Okay,
me.
I'll do it on my
grab
phone
this.
this time. But the orb's gone. Wait, no, it's gone. It's gone.
So before we got locked out of the bathroom, I put this recorder in there. So we're gonna see if we got any EVPs, which, if you guys don't know, ghosts are supposed to be able to manipulate audio. So the white noise that is created from this device, they can manipulate that and say
to make
phrases, words, stuff like that. So let's just see if we heard anything, because you said that you heard a big bang.
Is there anyone in here? If you have anything to say, please talk into this recorder. We're gonna go.
Okay. Do you hear that, like...
Yeah, it sounds like a wind noise, but there's no wind in there.
If you have anything to say, please talk into this recorder. We're gonna go.
Alright, let's go.
I'm not hearing anything. I think we have to be more...
listening.
I think you have to be more interactive when you're trying to get an EVP. Like, you have to actually stand in there to ask questions and wait for a response.
Then, strange things began happening. Taking photos, one of them captured orbs floating around, small glowing spheres, often linked to spirits. In one of the photos, they saw what looked like a face, an eye with a green shine, a haunting gaze watching them. As they examined the photo, the orbs disappeared, as if the spirit realized it had been seen.
Okay, 1 second. I hear it. There's shit on. Okay, shut it again. There was nothing there. Just wait. We want to see if that's you. Who are you? Are you making that noise on the door? What the was that? That was creepy.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna head to the room where supposedly a child died while her mother was working here as a prostitute. So that's this room number 3. This room is so cold.
This room is actually particularly cold.
Oh my gosh, it's freezing in here.
So we're gonna try to capture more audio.
Later, they moved to another room with a dark history. Here they set up an old-fashioned portal box, a device that supposedly allows spirits to manipulate radio frequencies to speak. As they listened, a chilling female voice came through, one that seemed almost familiar, as if calling from another time. When they asked for her name, she whispered, "Josie," and they all seemed to be frozen in fear.
Switch, just slide it.
Shut up. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie. Why are you your shirt off?
It was warm. It's warm. It's hot in here.
That floor was the most uncomfortable floor I've ever slept on.
Yeah, try sleeping on a tiny couch.
Oh, let me go sleep on cushions, Ryan.
I'd rather the floor.
Oh, you could have traded with me at any time. Alright, so what we're gonna use, it's called a portal box.
I'm Ryan.
How big deal?
Move over more. Move over. Move this way.
I
Can't move this way. You can.
There you
Here,
go.
we'll rotate.
Alright, so this... Alright, everyone. Alright, class.
What?
This is a portal box.
Who?
Also known as a wonder box. It was created by a guy named Huff Paranormal. One of the
his
biggest.
name?
His name is
Did you
Steve Huff.
change it to that?
And his channel is called Huff Paranormal.
Okay.
And he's got one of the biggest paranormal following on YouTube. And he makes these things so you can communicate with ghosts a lot easier. So what you do is you plug in a scanning radio or an app that scans internet radio. And what ghosts can do, following on YouTube. And he makes these things so you can communicate with ghosts a lot easier. So what you do is you plug in a scanning radio or an app that scans internet radio. And what ghosts can do, and what ghosts can do, or spirits can do, is manipulate audio.
Where's the scanner radio?
It's in my pocket. It's a phone and you use it now. But also what this does is it reverses the audio using this thing right here. So if you hear anything coming up forward, that's usually you can expect something manipulating the audio.
What's your name?
Is that John?
No, it's a Josie.
I have chills all over.
Miss Josie, is this you?
She's saying something about John, and they used to call.
I thought she said pray for John.
Yeah, they used to say people that used to come into a prostitute house called Johns.
I'm sorry. I gotta get
The voice grew stronger as they continued, answering questions in a way that no random radio frequencies could explain. The once faint whispers turned to a clear, eerie tone. It was as if Josie, long gone from this world, was right there with them.
I need more over here. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, she
Thank
said
you.
thank you.
And what's scary about this is it's the same voice.
Yeah.
It's not like it's switching different voices. Is there a guy named John here?
I heard yes.
Yes.
Do you have friends here?
I just want to take a little bit of a break real quick, because that's getting me.
That's freaky.
At least they're nice.
Alright, let's go back.
The most controversial.
See, that's the radio.
Yeah.
You see how you can hear the radio, but that lady voice is not a
That's
radio
not
station.
the radio.
But this one seemed to be bleeding, so just...
I think we lost, is that the connection lost? I don't know.
I don't know.
Miss
the box
Josie,
works.
are you still here? I heard it in the beginning. It's really weird that when we did it the first time, you could barely hear any radio.
Yeah.
And then the second time, we shut it off to take a little bit of a break.
She's gone.
And then you instantly hear just radio.
The first time we heard her, And then the second time we heard a multitude of voices. The first time we only heard that one voice, and I think that's worth noting. Like, it was only one singular lady voice, not
I think
a bunch of different
I'm gonna try
voices.
one more time, but this is I don't want to.
I don't want to annoy them or aggravate them.
Ask her straight up if she wants us to be quiet.
Miss Josie, do you want us to leave? Was that a hell yes?
I don't know. Do you want us
She's
to
in there, she's in there, she's in there.
Do you want us to be quiet?
The man. Ask her if she wants us to
It's
leave.
unsafe.
I think we should go.
I don't want to do this anymore.
No.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know how to turn it off.
They felt her anger, her sadness, and emotions were trapped in the hotel's decaying walls. And just as suddenly, the device went silent.
What would be causing the mirror to do that? It's not moving on the wall.
I gotta check this out, dude.
It's not moving. It's not moving. It's only slower.
Okay, we gotta get Megan out of there. We gotta go to that room.
Let's go. We can get right now.
Megan, you done?
Yeah.
One of the mirrors were moving in the other room.
Scariest thing ever.
You're lying.
No,
We're not. It was moving more violently than that.
It was
though.
shaking violently.
And now it's moving barely. So what made it move so violent? Oh my god, it's like stop.
All right, let's go back in the room, review the footage, then let's go into that room.
Zach, he looks so concerned.
Because it's so weird because like there's nothing in there to make it move like that.
Well, I thought at first I'm like maybe a fan's making it
Yeah,
move,
that's- but
but
it's so
it actually
heavy.
slowed down though.
It slowed down once I said, let's go in there.
The only thing I can think is like if there was a vehicle or something, you think we would hear it? Like something like
I can vibrate the foundation, but I don't think anything would be strong enough.
I
Or
think
else everything will be moving.
we're gonna think we should go in there. Not too many people, I don't think, because once you bring too many people, it could just startle them and just not do. So I think we should just go more in. Who wants to go? Zach, Bert.
Is that
They got it. Bert's the one that saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so it is room number 4. There is a fan in here, but the fan isn't on. It's not moving or anything.
This room is.
If I had to sleep in this room with that bar downstairs and you have to hear all that all night, I'd be pissed too. I'd be moving that mirror.
Hey, look, the mirror's on a string.
Oh, that's creepy.
So it's not attached to the wall, so the vibrations from the music wouldn't make it move.
Yeah, it's not attached to the wall.
it's not
There's definitely no vibrations in the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, the window's closed.
Oh my god, what is that? Look at that. What a f***ing bird. Those are 2 birds. Look at those motherfuckers.
Those are huge.
See? 2 massive pigeons on that ledge right.
They felt a presence watching, waiting. The drapes moved without any air to stir them, and everything around them seemed to be making sure of haunting them. They were all scared together, whispering among themselves. The weight of the unseen presence pressed down on them, cold, heavy, and unforgiving, as if they have disturbed them.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
I think that door behind me just moved.
You mean the door you just slammed?
I didn't slam it. I didn't touch it. He like legit, his hand was not touching it.
Bull.
No, it just went.
No. What is in here? Can we get this open?
No, it's locked on the other side. There's a chain. How do you know there's a chain? I'm just guessing.
There's a f***ing chain here.
There's a bolt though. There's a dead bolt for sure.
Alright, so it is 1:30 in the morning. Now
At 3 a.m., they finally decided to leave, stepping carefully through the cold, echoing halls, feeling the eyes of the hotel on their backs, shadows trailing just behind. As they made their way to the exit, a final, chilling sound drifted throughout the silence. A faint whisper, calling after them, bidding them a haunting farewell.
I'm just gonna go. I don't care. I'm not gonna do this anymore. All right, so we made it till, what time does that say? 3:44.
3:44, yeah.
Until we were like, we just didn't want to make anyone angry, because you want to respect spirits. You don't want to just be like, you don't want to be an asshole. Like, but let's just recap what we kind of saw this night, because
so everything that I feel like happened was, you know, I heard the pounding on the door and the walking and the door handle moving when I was in the bathroom. We saw that mirror move a few times and then slow down.
my heart's still pumping. Not because of the mirror, but like most of the stuff I was able to be like logical and be like,
yeah,
I think it's just the house creaking until the ghost box.
See, I just want to say that I originally went into this saying that I thought it was rude, and I don't know, I feel like something really bad could have happened.
What a chilling encounter indeed. With that being said, let's move on to our next case for this video. On April 26th, 2022, at midnight, in a quiet bedroom, the night was calm until a gentle sound broke the silence. By the window, a swing chair began to move on its own, its faint creaking sound pulling her from her sleep. At first, she thought it was just the wind, so she got up, held the chair, and lay back down, hoping for a peaceful rest. But moments later, the chair moved again, as if pushed by something unseen. But this was only the beginning. Out of nowhere, a loud crash came from the almirah in the corner, an object tossed from above, landing with a heavy thud. Before she could understand what was happening, the almirah's doors slowly creaked open on their own. The reflection in the almirah's mirror showed something horrifying. A shadowy figure seemed to fly in the air, twisting. The ghost might be hiding itself, but it was all recorded in the camera. She could feel it now. Something sinister had entered her room, and it wasn't going to leave her alone. On August 13th, 2021, on a paranormal investigation site, 2 paranormal investigators entered an empty room, ready to explore. As they were about to move into the next room, they suddenly felt a strange presence, like someone was watching them.
You come and pick it up.
I don't know.
I was just calling out in here.
One turned the camera and caught sight of a tall, black figure standing in the corner of the room. It was eerie and unnatural. It was about to be their worst nightmare.
In here. If you could hear anything, just come forward.
Whoa!
Without a word, they ran, terrified by what they had just seen, knowing they had to get out fast. Moving on to our 7th case for this video. On December 4th, 2022, in Newcastle upon Tyne. On this quiet day in an office, one person sat alone, working. The room was still. No one else was there. Then, something strange happened. In the bottom left corner of the room, a box on the shelf began to slide. Slowly, it moved as if something invisible was pushing it. But the most terrifying part came next. The box suddenly leaped off the shelf and fell to the floor, as if it had been thrown.
You see that there? That's fucking weird, that.
No one else was in the room. The box hadn't moved on its own. Someone was there. Something sinister to disturb the peace of this healthy office environment. Let's move on to our 8th case. Another piece of eerie paranormal footage. On August 10th, 2007, in Connecticut. The Deli owner in Connecticut arrived early in the morning, expecting another quiet day. But what he found was anything but normal. The place was a mess. Chairs were overturned and objects were scattered all over the floor. He checked the security footage, hoping to understand what had happened. What he saw on the tape shocked him. The chairs were moving by themselves, sliding across the floor as if pushed by invisible hands. Objects were being thrown off the shelves, crashing to the ground. The police report called it an unexplained phenomenon, but the Deli had a dark history. It had once been used for rum running during Prohibition, a time of illegal liquor trading. Maybe that dark past had come back, or something even worse was stirring in the old building. Whatever it was clear. The Deli wasn't as empty as it seemed. On October 8th, 2023, in an abandoned church, it was a dark and cold night when a brave investigator decided to explore an abandoned church. He had found the location online, unsure of what he might find. As he walked in, the eerie silence surrounded him, and his heart raced with fear. The place had been empty for years, but something felt off.
Hi guys, Exploring with Danny coming back at it with hopefully another great video. Tonight I am here at a creepy location to see if any paranormal stuff is going on in this abandoned location. So guys, without further ado, let's see if this place is haunted. Let's go. Hi guys, it is pretty late at night. I am coming to a creepy church, which I found the location online. I don't know if you can get in there or not, but I'm here tonight to check it out. It sure does look creepy. It's been abandoned for quite a long time.
He set up his camera and began to walk through the church, his footsteps echoing in the vast emptiness. Strange noises filled the air, cracks and creaks from the old building, but something else was moving in the shadows. As he made his way deeper, he couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't alone.
Right guys, I have just made my way into this creepy looking church.
He turned the camera, trying to ignore the nerves creeping up his spine. Then, in the corner of the room, something terrifying appeared. A figure, tall and dark, stood motionless in the shadows. He froze, unable to believe what he was seeing.
I thought I could see a pair of eyes then. Gotta watch out for these holes in the floor right here. I don't want to be falling through. What is this? What the hell? That scared me. Look, there's quite a lot of pigeons in here. Guys, I am so nervous right now. So not doing this on my own again. How many? Is that a pigeon? Hello? 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 Ah! Hello? Hello?
Suddenly, the figure started to move. It was like it was staring straight at him. Shivers ran down his spine as he realized he had to leave. His breath quickened, and he rushed out of the room, terrified by the ghostly presence he had just captured on camera.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh my god! What the fuck is that? Get me the fuck out of here!
The video ends with his terrifying escape, but the chilling image of the dark figure remains in his mind. Something in that abandoned church was watching, and it wasn't happy to have visitors. On May 12, 2014, the Edmonton LRT incident. It was an ordinary day on the Edmonton LRT, with passengers sitting quietly as the train moved through Central Station. The calm was shattered when a woman began acting strangely. She started moving erratically in her seat, muttering words no one could understand. People around her exchanged nervous glances, unsure of what was happening. Suddenly, without warning, she lunged at the man sitting next to her. Her hands struck him as she let out a guttural scream that sent shivers down everyone's spines. Passengers scrambled, some shouting for help, others frozen in place. Chaos was all over the train as a passenger called for emergency services. The woman's movements were erratic, almost inhuman, as she resisted those trying to restrain her. Her voice sounded otherworldly. When police arrived, they managed to control her, but her creepy stare haunted everyone on that train. These stories show us how close the unknown can come, even when we least expect it. From haunted houses to chilling encounters in the dark, each moment leaves us questioning what's real and what lies beyond. Are these glimpses into another world, or just tricks of the mind? The truth remains a mystery, but one thing is clear: these experiences will never be forgotten.
In today's world, many people come across eerie and unsettling experiences. But what happens when police officers are the ones to witness these strange events? Those are just a few of the many instances where cops encountered the paranormal, starting with one of the outrageous ones. On a quiet morning in a parking lot, a police officer was on duty when a strange woman approached him. What was shocking wasn't just her sudden approach, but the horror he felt as she got closer.
She's like trying to... Not touch me! Do not! Gotta get this on video. Do not! Gonna tease her! You teased her!
Her eyes were filled with a strange intensity as she raised her hand towards him. She approached the officer quickly, while he kept backing off, trying to avoid any actions that could harm them both. Sensing that something was horribly wrong and realizing she was about to injure him, the officer reacted swiftly and used his taser on her. This incident sparked reactions among onlookers and viewers online when the footage made its way to social media. Many believe the woman was attempting to cast a spell on the officer, and a failed attempt led to her erratic behavior, while others speculated that she might have been possessed. Now the question is, was she truly possessed, or was there something far more sinister at play? Although this officer had an unsettling encounter, the next one is even creepier. An officer was monitoring an inmate who was arrested for the physical assault and murder of a boy. While patrolling a dimly lit hallway, the officer felt something was off. He noticed the inmate was not alone in his cell, which sparked his curiosity. As he approached cautiously, he was unaware that he was about to discover something shocking that would change everything. As the inmate sat in his cell, he noticed something strange. A child appeared suddenly behind him, standing quietly. He felt a chill run down his spine. After checking the cell thoroughly, he found nothing unusual. No child, and no signs of anyone intruding. Confusion filled his mind as he replayed the scene, the image still clear. His colleagues gathered around the monitor and shared his disbelief when they saw the footage. Some of them thought about a chilling possibility. The child seen behind the inmate looked just like the boy he had murdered. This brought up an unsettling question. Has the spirit of the young victim come back to haunt his killer? Did the officer really see something supernatural? The tension in the air grew as they faced the haunting idea of the paranormal, leaving everyone to wonder what mysteries might still hide in the shadows. Despite this extraordinary spectacle, the true nature of what the officers experienced that day remained a mystery, as we will also see in the next case. On July 8, 2018, a security guard working a late-night shift in a closed mall encountered something he could never have imagined. With every door of the mall locked and no one else inside the building except for him, something suddenly caught his eye.
Olha aí, eu não disse, ó, olha ela ali. Já é a segunda vez essa semana, ó. Eu tive que filmar para mostrar, que ninguém acredita em mim. Meu Deus do céu. Meu Deus do céu.
A figure in white, her hair cascading down, walked directly toward the escalator, blissfully unaware that she was being recorded. What was shocking was that all the escalators were closed, yet she moved on as if they were functioning properly. Witnessing this, the security guard gathered his courage and decided to pursue her, but he soon came to regret his decision.
Ai, meu Jesus! Ai, 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 meu Deus!
As the guard attempted to identify who it was, he suddenly found the figure right behind him. How did she manage to get there when he himself had seen her using the escalator just moments earlier? Could she be a ghost? Share your theory in the comments below as we delve into more paranormal encounters. On March 16th, 2024, chaos broke out as police were called to a scene teeming with turmoil. Upon their arrival, they were confronted with a sight that left them utterly shocked.
Hey, stop right now. Stop. Stop. Relax.
He just jumped
John,
from there.
he just jumped from the banister again. Relax. What's going on? Why are you jumping like that? Are you hurt? What's your name? What's your name? I'm Nick.
The man jumped from a balcony. The air was tense as officers moved in quickly, ready to find out what caused him to leap. They had many questions and started to interrogate him, determined to understand the story behind his desperate act, but he was not ready to talk.
What's your name?
There may be a backup officers with them. Yeah.
What's wrong? Why don't you take a seat for me? What's your name? Do you want to talk outside? What's going on? Are you hurt? You not talking to me is not going to solve anything. We have to figure out what's going on. That's not normal. Do you want to talk to me, or are you just going to stand there?
His parents, growing increasingly concerned, called the police as he repeatedly leaped off the edge. Unknowingly to the officers, this was just the beginning.
Okay. Can you not step towards me, please? Just back up. Hey, relax, relax. I'm not trying to fight you or anything, okay? I gotta make sure you're okay. All right? What happened today? Don't do this. Don't do this. It's not worth it.
So, buddy, do you want to go to the hospital? Are you hurt? Hey, over here.
The fact that you keep moving and shuffling towards me like you're about to swing on me or something is disturbing for me. I see what you're doing. You're trying to get into some type of position to try and flank me or whatever you're trying to do. And we're not going to go down this route, okay? Or you're going to try and run. You're not going anywhere right now, okay? You're being detained for your own safety and for your parents' safety. So stop trying to walk up on me, stay all quiet, and act like you're going to try and hurt me or whatever you're trying to do or be intimidating. Because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not scared of you, okay?
The officer felt a strange intensity as the man locked eyes with him. Stepping closer with each heartbeat, tension hung thick in the air as the man suddenly decided to change everything.
Stop resisting. You're under arrest. You are under arrest, buddy. I gotta speak.
Get in the head position. Hands now!
He attempted to assault the officer and was immediately arrested, raising questions about whether he was possessed or if there was another explanation for his behavior. As unsettling as this encounter was, what you are about to see next will leave you on the edge of your seat. Social media has connected a diverse range of people, and this officer was excited to join in. What started as a lighthearted video took an unexpected chilling turn, turning a fun moment into a spine-tingling horror story. The guard's mood changed suddenly, and his face became serious, like a shadow had crossed it. His body jerked awkwardly, as if he was fighting against an unseen force controlling him. It seemed like he was in a silent struggle, trying to regain control over his movements while feeling powerless. Desperation showed in his eyes as he fought to take charge of himself. This incident raised questions for viewers. Was he taken over by a strange spirit? Or was it something else? If you thought this officer in this instance met with a frightening incident, wait till you see the next one. A chilling scene unfolded as residents reported a man sitting in his truck in the middle of the road. Upon arrival, police officers were confronted with an unsettling sight. One officer, holding a rosary and feeling a sense of faith, decided to offer it to the troubled man, but the gesture was met with resistance.
¿Qué pasa, perrito?
Coja ese escapulario.
¿Qué le pasó?
Cójalo, papi, cójalo.
No lo suelte, cójalo.
Quieto.
No, pues
Quieto, papi, quieto.
Cójalo ahí, duro.
Espere, papá, controles.
en la Aurora? ¿Será este mismo? Sí, es acá.
Sí, acá está.
Mamá, Javier. Voy a matar a Javier y a sus hijos.
No, espere.
Voy a matar a Javier y a sus hijos.
Espere, papá, espere.
Aló.
Ya mismo una noche mire su de carretera.
Espere, papi, espere. No, espere.
Toca cruzarlo, güey.
Lea el Salmo, lea el Salmo 91.
Toca, acuéstelo, ¿verdad?
Papi, acuéstese. Acuéstese. Acuéstese el chino. Espere, papi.
When the man grabbed the rosary, he screamed loudly and threw it away like it was burning hot. The officer held the rosary firmly and watched as the man became frantic. Discomfort was clear on the man's face. The officer's voice shook with worry as he put down the camera, sensing the tension in the sir. Then the video suddenly stopped, leaving us with one disturbing question. What just happened? Was he possessed, or was it something else? If you think these are the only cases where cops witnessed paranormal activity, then you haven't seen this one. It was just like any other day on the Edmonton LRT, with passengers sitting quietly and guards patrolling the train, observing the surroundings. However, on May 12, 2014, that calm was soon shattered when a woman began behaving strangely.
Next stop, Churchill Station.
She moved erratically in her seat, muttering words that no one could understand. People around her exchanged nervous glances, uncertain of what was happening. Suddenly, she did the unthinkable, an act that escalated the situation dramatically, leaving both the other passengers and the security guards utterly baffled.
Whoa. Whoa. Chill. Whoa. Shit. Hey. She's probably fucking possessed. No, she's probably just.
What the fuck you doing? What the fuck you doing, man? I didn't tell you.
Call emergency shit, dog.
Hey, stop! Oh my god.
Nah, I'm playing on that bullshit.
Sit down. Everyone sit down.
What the fuck?
Put your hand behind your back. Do it now.
Yeah, I think she's drugged out, man.
On your belly.
Without warning, she lunged at the man sitting next to her, forcing him to retaliate. What started as a simple trip soon escalated into chaos throughout the train. Even when the guards attempted to subdue her, her voice took on an otherworldly quality. Eventually, the police arrived and managed to bring her under control, but her eerie stare and unsettling behavior haunted everyone on that train. Now, brace yourself for what you are about to see next. A security guard named John had been working the night shift at the old, towering apartment building for years, fulfilling his duties peacefully without any interruptions. However, one fateful night in April 2019, everything changed when he noticed something strange on his surveillance monitor.
¿Lo ven? Acerquemos. Hay una mujer al lado del portero eléctrico. Son las 2:30 de la mañana. Esa imagen nunca apareció. Nunca. Estoy todos los días cada 12 horas. Eso nunca apareció en la vida. Ni temprano. Apareció recién. y no se mueve. Ahora, vamos a ver. No hay nada, ven ahí, no hay nada. No hay nada. Pero cuando yo veo las cámaras, me aparece la mujer por las cámaras. ¿La ven? Una locura. La primera vez en la vida que me aparece esa mujer. Y no son efectos de luces, uno puede decir, bueno, es el contraste de la luz con el vidrio y la chota, pero no sé qué pasa, que esto nunca apareció, nunca.
As John zoomed in on one of the monitors, a chilling sight emerged. A figure resembling a woman stood by the front door of the building. His eyes widened with fear. He was convinced he had never seen anything like this before. At the same time, he was certain it wasn't a technical glitch or a mere reflection causing the shadow. Even though the figure later disappeared, John was still terrified. He had worked nights for years and had never encountered anything like this before. Imagine having experienced this and something similar happens again. Case number 9. 2 police officers were dispatched to investigate a disturbing call from a resident who reported an unsettling encounter near a secluded lake. As they arrived at the scene, they were met with a chilling sight that sent shivers down their spines. The once peaceful area was now shrouded in an eerie silence. The visibly shaken residents pointed toward the shadowy edge of the lake, where something unnatural seemed to ripple just beneath the surface. The air was thick with tension as the officers exchanged uneasy glances, fully aware they were about to confront something beyond the ordinary.
Hell fucking no way.
Hello?
Hello? Okay. It's fucking moving. Hello?
Hi.
Are you okay? Hello?
Do you need help?
Babe,
What the hell?
what is it doing?
I don't know. Hey!
Are you alright? Hello? Oh,
Does she need
babe.
help?
Oh my god.
Is that a woman?
I don't know what the fuck it is. Look at me shake. Hello?
Hey!
Are you okay?
Do you need help?
Babe, that thing don't have a face.
Are you alright?
What is that?
I don't.
A pale white figure stood in the dark, creating a frightening presence that scared those who saw it. One officer, shaken by what he saw, said the figure seemed to have no face, just a smooth surface that absorbed the light around it. The troubling video, which the team later watched, stopped suddenly, leaving viewers confused and scared, with no clear explanation for what they saw. Were the officers facing a deeper mystery, or was something more dangerous hiding nearby? And now, to the last encounter. On March 29th, 2017, a man was working late in his office when the CCTV captured something truly terrifying. After taking a nap at his desk, he woke up to find that paranormal activities had begun to unfold around him. A black shadow floated above his head, Although he didn't notice it at first, things took a turn for the worse when a chair across the office began to spin on its own. He caught sight of it, but decided to brush it off, convincing himself that it was likely just a malfunction. However, he would soon regret his decision to stay, wishing he had left earlier. He was the only one in the office, and a wave of terror washed over him as eerie occurrences unfolded around him. Fear seized him as he sensed an unnatural presence toying with his mind. Without a moment's hesitation, he bolted from the office, certain that something dark and ghostly was lurking within. That's it for today. If you enjoy these kinds of videos,
There's two eyes in the middle of the white ball. Mm-hmm.
When cops are confronted with paranormal activities, they experience a range of emotions, including fear and shock on how to proceed with the investigation. So, here are 10 haunted houses that terrified the cops. Starting with the cops who were sent to a haunted house in order to evacuate a family. The house can be found in the city of Puerto Montt, which is located in the southern region of Chile. It is situated on a neighborhood corner and is flanked by other houses that have a similar appearance. The unexplained occurrences that have taken place within the home, on the other hand, are anything but conventional. Carabineros, who are Chile's military police force, were sent to the spot in 2007 after a family reported that there had been paranormal activity at the house. After the incident, Sergeant Boris Olivaria gave an interview to the local newspaper in which he detailed how the cops discovered several broken windows and mattresses outside the house. At first, it was strange, but once inside, I was questioning one of the owners when a trowel fell down from the attic. The officer claimed he called upon the devil while in the house, telling him to get out of there. When I was leaving, I felt a knife that grazed my back. Since I was wearing a bulletproof vest, I was able to avoid injury. Because the authorities were concerned about the well-being of the people who were living inside the house, they gave the people who were living there a place to stay that evening so that they would not have to spend the night in the house that was said to be haunted. Furthermore, footage of the dwelling shows lights blaring from inside as people outside watch the events unfold. An item, which seems to be a plate, can be seen flying across the room at one point. It appears as if it was hurled by a strange entity. In addition, the family who resided in the house said that they had seen a shadow in their films and photographs, and that they had heard cries in the middle of the night that instructed them to leave the property. Strange incidents weren't limited to the police and the home's occupants. Journalist Alexis Ruiz of Puerto Montt Informa media source recounted having her own attacks after visiting the family. At the time of the conversation, a sack of potatoes caught on fire. Then a vase was thrown to the floor, and later I was attacked with a kitchen utensil, Alexis said. Ruiz expressed belief there was something trying to prevent her from carrying out her research in the home. Inside, we felt strange, very exhausted, depressed, she said. It seemed that something was trying to prevent us from finishing the interview. Our telephone signal was cut off without explanation. The following month, another journalist, Vanessa Darroch, visited the house and said she initially saw things fly. Nevertheless, she said that nothing happened when they started filming the house with the camera. This led Darroch to claim the haunting was a trick, though she did admit there was an entity in the house. It all begins with the cops who were sent to a haunted house after a homeowner released a horrifying video of the inside. After receiving a notification from their Ring security camera that there was movement, A homeowner stated that they had experienced some kind of personal discomfort. It seems that the footage from the Ring camera, which was installed in their garage, shows a white vapor or mist moving from one side of the room to the other. I'm home alone, and my garage cam alerted me to this. I'm both confused and creeped out, the homeowner told the cops. This happened a few days ago. I came home in the evening after a long work shift, plopped on the couch and picked up my phone to catch up on events and news. Suddenly, my garage cam alerted me to motion, which was a surprise and got my heart racing since I knew I was home alone, the homeowner stated. When the cops asked whether it was a reflection, the homeowner responded as follows. The garage camera rarely detects a non-person. There's been a handful of times when it caught the reflection of passing cars during the summer days. However, it was pitch black dark when this happened. The cam always detects us when we open the interior door, but I hadn't opened it since earlier that morning. Some social media users admitted they were more than a little creeped out by the video. Wow, that's definitely creepy. Are you the first to live in this home? Do you know anything of its history? One user wrote. Your garage is a portal, just a ghost passing through, wrote another. It all starts with the cops who were sent to a haunted house after the homeowner reported seeing a person made of smoke. The video that was recorded at 1:35 in the morning shows what looks to be a spooky mist forming in the poster's kitchen. The homeowner told the cops, I got a notification at 1:35 a.m. This mist was dense enough to trigger my camera, too thick for a vape. Nobody smokes in the house. No smoke alarms triggered in the home. In the video, there is a figure that looks to be moving and is surrounded by smoke. After that, it vanishes into thin air without any apparent reason. The video has caused a number of individuals, including the cops, to experience a sense of dread. That is likely a demon, said one of the cops, adding, literally, they travel in black smoke when they are not possessing something. Another went on, toward the end it looks like it coalesces into a human form, left arm and shoulder. Good catch. It all begins with the cops who were sent to a haunted house in Atlanta because a mother had recorded something terrifying on her home security system. Thus, with her daughter Lauren, who's 21 years old, she was watching television in her bedroom. She checked her phone and got a notice that read, your entryway camera saw something. A picture from the CCTV was attached to the message, and it seemed to depict a bearded, translucent man figure dressed in what appeared to be pajamas. Despite the fact that this is enough to terrify anybody, what Jennifer and Lauren saw next certainly left them shaken. The figure in the image seemed to be an identical replica of Jennifer's son Robbie, who passed away 2 years ago at the age of 23. In an attempt to find out what was going on, the ladies went to the kitchen, but there was no one there, and there was no sign that someone had broken in. Jennifer's encounter had left her feeling moved, despite the fact that she has not seen anything weird in her home since that time. She told the cops, now I feel like he was letting me know he is happy in heaven. That brings me some comfort, but I still just think it's weird. I'm in awe. Why did this happen to me? I haven't seen anything since, and I had never seen a ghost before. I don't know what to believe. I'm still in a state of shock. Most likely, Jennifer was not taken aback by the fact that Robbie would pay her a visit. According to her, her kid is one of the most giving, caring, loving human beings. In point of fact, Jennifer and Robbie devoted a significant amount of their time to assisting others, even establishing a charitable organization to provide assistance to those who are struggling with addiction, because Robbie too suffered from addiction. Ultimately passed away at the age of 23 as a result of an accidental overdose of fake Xanax, which he administered himself. It all starts with the cops who were sent to a haunted house. So, Emily Snyder is certain that the terrifying video from her security camera may reveal the spirit of her dead husband. Emily said that she had gotten a motion alert from the front porch cameras at the family home on August 17th, 2022, which happens to be almost 1 year to the day after her first encounter. Also, the video from the first encounter shows a blurry humanoid that seems to materialize out of thin air before looking down at something. After that, the figure disappeared. Emily continued by telling the cops, knowing what Jeremy looks like, we were struck by the similarities. Is it just grief-fueled perception? I'm torn between wanting so desperately to believe that he still exists somewhere, somehow, but I'm also trying to explain this rationally. In addition, she shared an image of her dead husband, which revealed that he was bald on the top of his head and had a horseshoe-shaped hairline on the back and sides of his head. Her post has received more than 100 likes, and many who are interested in the paranormal seemed to be persuaded that the video reveals Jeremy's spirit. One person responded to the post saying, "Looks like him to me, same ears, same hairline." A second said, "Definitely looks like him, stopping by to say hello. And if it gives you peace, then he accomplished what he was trying to do." And a third said, "OMG, that's the man. He does look like your husband. I would say it could be. Who knows? I've had weird things happen to me when a death happened in my family." It all begins with the cops who were sent to a haunted place after a surveillance camera captured a frightening voice. In other words, the video seems to depict ghostly whispers. Many people think that Edinburgh Manor, which is located in Iowa, is haunted, and this video was captured there. Historically, the land was used as a poor farm, which provided aged, impoverished, mentally ill, and crippled individuals with the opportunity to receive food and shelter in return for their work on a farm located in the vicinity. The last inhabitants departed in the year 2010. On the website of the house, it is said that there have been over 230 verified fatalities that have occurred inside the house, which is now used as a location for doing ghost hunting excursions. A tall guy dressed in a cowboy hat and a long duster is one of the ghosts who are supposed to stay in the house, as stated by the paranormal website, The Little House of Horrors. This man is said to share the basement with a specter known as the Joker, who is famous for his wacky grin and tendency to throw dishes on the floor. It would seem that the first level is inhabited by a jovial young lady by the name of Susie, whilst the second story is inhabited by a ghost that has a penchant for grabbing people by the toes. If all of this seems a little bit out of the ordinary, this video could be able to persuade you that there is something scary going on at Edinburgh Manor. The homeowner told the cops, "I have investigated the manor several times. This particular video, we caught voices." In response, one cop said, "Can confirm this place is haunted. I was here a few years ago to do an investigation overnight." On the other hand, there are many who believe that they have debunked the ghost theory by stating that the frequency of the sound was most likely that of a wild animal searching the property for leftover food scraps. This is 100% just an animal and more nonsense from the ghost hunting community pretending to apply science to a very obvious and mundane explanation, says one unconvinced user. It all starts with the cops who were sent to a haunted house because a family had captured a ghost on camera. Also, on the Facebook page of the British Paranormal Society, a photograph of the eerie figure was uploaded. This Facebook user said that their parents had lived in the home for 15 years and that they have always heard someone walking upstairs day and night in the master bedroom to the master bath. In addition, they said that the family often made jokes about the ghost, saying things like, "Oh, there they go again, needing to go to the bathroom." However, things became so bad that the family had to contact the police. They heard something strolling above them once again, but this time the poster's mother got a notification on her camera upstairs that takes a picture when there is motion. A spectral person that looks to be white and standing next to a bed is clearly seen in the picture. The event took place on July 14th at around 8 p.m. It was further explained at the police station that the house was constructed in the year 1998. It went on to say, "There was only one family before us. All of us remember the old neighbours saying that their sick mother-in-law stayed with them, but never got full confirmation that she died in the house or not." One paranormal enthusiast said in response to the video, which racked up more than 100 likes, "Looks to me like a lady in a white nightgown." Another wrote, "Looks like she's peeking around the white object." And a third said, "Looks like a woman semi-side on, white, shortish hair and jammies." It all begins with the cops who were sent to a haunted house since there was a complaint of a demon being present. An eerie photograph was taken at Coombe Abbey. During a trip to the attraction with his family, a little kid of 11 years old took a photograph of the eerie visage that was seen looking out of one of the windows of the ancient structure. So, Oliver Tatham, his sister Rebecca, and their grandfather Eric went to the grounds of Coombe Abbey to participate in the Illuminate Light path. Mr. Tatham said that he had been making a joke about informing his grandkids to keep an eye out for ghosts when they were walking down the route. However, Oliver decided to take the assignment seriously and examined each window of the building with great attention to detail. Suddenly, he became aware of something that is not typical. Oliver saw a lady who was standing extremely motionless in front of one of the windows on the first level. According to him, she seemed to be dressed in Victorian-era garb due to the fact that she was wearing a black dress with a white cap and apron over it. Oliver told the cops, "When I saw this strange figure looking out of the window, staring at the garden, I took a photo on my mum's phone, which I was using to take pictures of the lights. I zoomed in as far as I could. She was much clearer to my eye than in the photo." After that, Oliver called his mother and sister over to have a look. But he said that while he was doing so, the figure did not move at all, but suddenly disappeared completely. After returning home, the little boy and his grandfather turned to the internet to do research on the ghosts of Coombe Abbey. They came across the tragic tale of Matilda, who had worked as a maid at the abbey at the time when it was inhabited by the Craven family. This is not the first time that it has been said that Matilda has been caught on camera. During their visit in 2018, paranormal investigators claimed to have seen a number of apparitions, one of which was the capture of this picture, known as Matilda. It begins with the cops being sent to a haunted house because the homeowner was feeling uneasy about strange lights that were captured on her camera. So, a lady in Jacksonville, Florida, began to see some odd behavior inside her house. It did not take her long to record the lights that she considers to be of a paranormal nature. However, not everyone was of the same opinion. On the other hand, the footage that she recorded on video was sufficient for the local news to publish. She gave the following explanation to the news and the cops. "When I woke up, I checked the webcam and it looked like a giant strobe light. In the footage, which takes about 30 seconds for the sound to come on, the woman points out the odd light and laments to a man there with her. I don't know what to do, Clifton. This is insane. There's two eyes in the middle of the white ball. Is it an angel? I'm so scared to go in there. What the heck? Is it a ghost with energy, and it's energy that it's been drawing from something?" She then reveals that she put sage all over the house and is praying for protection, noting, "I felt so helpless." The homeowner continues by stating that people never believe when other people see anything paranormal, even when there is video proof, and that anybody who witnesses this will come up with some type of explanation for what they saw. Also, people indicate that what she is looking at is nothing more than a reflection. One person writes, "The light is a circle shape which is coming from the lenses of the camera and the sunlight outside," and another says, "It's called lighting." However, there are also ghost believers, with one stating, "I think it is a spirit." Yes. It all begins with the cops being called to a haunted house after a terrified couple posted a video of a ghost that they couldn't explain. Thus, the ghost is attempting to walk their dog, according to the couple who feel that their CCTV may have filmed the experience. Matthew, a 35-year-old construction company manager from Australia, and his wife were reviewing camera footage when they saw the figure. Matthew told the cops, "The look of terror that came over my face when she showed me what was going on in the room next to us. It just looked like a tall person walking our dog." The police also asked him questions about his antique cabinet. So, the following is an explanation that Matthew provided on their antique cabinet and the items that are contained inside it. The cabinet's full of antiques from all over the world and passed away relatives or dead pets, all their ashes and urns. It looks like it came from there. When asked to describe the supposed figure, Matthew continued by saying, "It has a perfectly round head and leaves a trail of light behind it. It walks like it's on a mission, like it wants to get somewhere. You can almost see the arms swinging." Explaining that their dog remained obedient throughout the whole ordeal, Matthew came to the conclusion that the ghost was a relative or family member. Matthew said that after becoming aware of the footage and releasing it on the internet, people were going wild for it. He said, "On the paranormal page, it's still going crazy now. I keep thinking, don't say that. I don't want any more ideas of what it might be." In the hundreds of comments that were left on the video of the purported ghost sighting, many people expressed their belief that the footage was evidence of the existence of a genuine ghost. As stated by one individual, 99% of what gets posted here is pareidolia, seeing an image in a random pattern, or wishful thinking. This is the 1% that gives me legit goosebumps. Holy cow, that is some catch. Another individual stated, "That is most definitely a spirit. You can see the head, the shoulders, the body, and the way it's walking like a human. No doubt about it." On the other hand, some individuals were not as readily persuaded by the footage. One individual who was skeptical made the following observation. "If you know photography, you would know the light on in the closet on the right will distort the dark background. No ghost, but a human and a dog walking into the hallway." Moreover, the following was Matthew's last statement made at the police station. I think it's really got us thinking and wondering what else is out there. Once this dies down, I'll be quite happy to get back to pretending that only things I can see and feel are real.